Manav Sadhana creche is located in one of the largest slums of Ahmedabad, and it has been created to take care of young children when parents go out for labor. The local women take care of the toddlers when the mothers have gone out to work, and they earn employment, so it takes care of children as well as looks after the employment of the women. The creche has been built entirely by the recycled waste material. Here the waste consists of the material salvaged from some other construction sites as scrap. For example, the slab here uses the earthen pot prepared by the neighboring family potters, and also uses the scrap from the glass bottles and some such building material. The earthen pots create animated ceiling, and these locally painted by the women makes an interactive and attractive ceiling for the toddler lying down on the floor. The creche also demonstrates the use of electronic waste, like here a keyboard is placed in the ceiling, and that makes it not only interactive but also reduces the need for plaster, and thus economical and advantageous proposition. The doors are made up of the waste retrieved from the bicycle parts and also the cutting blade, etc. on the construction site, and this also makes it animated, moving part, dynamic door for the curiosity of the child. The flooring is created by combining and creating interactive animated floor with the help of different sizes of stones and tiles retrieved as a scrap. The canopy of the open pavilion is created by the fiber reinforced panels, but sandwiched with the help of cloth and the rags to substitute the glass wool. Mud and mirror work created by the local women themselves on the wall brings in the sense of belonging and the identity of the place. The outdoor areas are rendered cheerful with the wall motifs, and also our bathtub has been added, which is a scrap material from another site, which takes care of the sanitation and hygienic needs, as these children do not get the bathing area in their homes. The staircase made up of a scrap iron from another site also doubles up on the other side as a slide where children can play games and have fun. This makes the whole campus interactive and for the young people.
Many women in Africa are facing discrimination. Even though they carry the major burden of work, they do not have access to education or land ownership. RAFDAP is a network of women's associations fighting for women's rights in Senegal. The Cité des Femmes is a RAFDAP project located in Kermassai, a suburb of Dakar. By using the principles of self-organization and self-build, the aim is to create an economic order that is more equitable. A city is going to be designed that offers space for an autonomous living for its inhabitants. A number of actions has been performed in order to establish Cité des Femmes. In 2006, RAFDAP women obtained the first 100 plots of land. Here you see the women entering the future city site. They draw their image of Cité des Femmes in the sand. The vision is a city both planned and participative, as well as ecological and comfortable. A city with renewable energies and collective usage of resources. This year RAFDAP will start to build the community space. In a long-term perspective, the Cité des Femmes can not only function as a protective shield for women and their families in Dakar, but as a role model for a sustainable development of society.
Dignity Barricade. The project consists of a symbolic barricade developed to be an image in the urban and media fields. The barricade device has a communicative function to be documented by TV and newspapers. The barricade was produced through the appropriation of advertisement plates taken from illegal speculative real estate advertisement campaigns that visually pollute the city. In the recent years, we saw in Brazil actions from official politics and news channels trying to criminalize the social movements and all their struggles for a better life. The project helped the occupiers from the housing movements at squatted buildings to create an intervention against a possible police invasion. The barricade functioned also as a billboard, communicating a word that translates the difficult situation of social movements in São Paulo, as also in Brazil. The goal was to infiltrate the idea and concept of dignity inside the official and manipulated media discourses, trying to reach the public opinion. The barricade could be reproduced as many times as the social movements needed to do it, potentializing their actions and also their images. The project is an urban intervention and tool for communication, constructed together with social and housing movements in São Paulo in the year of 2005.
This project is about an intervention under a viaduct. The boxing gym is a unique public sports and cultural place, situated under the Viaduto do Café, a viaduct in São Paulo. The place houses a library, boxing gym and a kindergarten. This squat action transformed a residual area with negative representation in a potent social place. The gym was developed by Nilson Garrido, an amateur boxer, and social worker Cora Batista de Oliveira, and represents a unique informal partnership between squatter tenant and the city. The architectural design by Igor Guatelli intended to structure and reinforce the place, to show to the city the possibility of an in-between situation of freedom and control, an indefinite situation of a place that has a simultaneous public and private condition. The aim of the design proposal was to combine an infrastructural design with a congestion of activities, to amplify the possibilities of the place, showing that a squatter action doesn't need to be a synonym of precariousness. Flexible spaces composed by steps, containers, movable rings, and a multivalent mezzanine for dancing and reading retain the original atmosphere of the place and strengthen the multiplicity. At the same time, the project shows us architects that the main question in many cases isn't to make the beautiful form and the spectacular object, but to work in an infrastructural level. Considering architecture as a support, it doesn't need to impose something new, but to work with, establishing liaisons between the architectural intervention and the invisible forces of the territory to intensify them. Very intense and potent as a possibility of construction of a social place of unconditional hospitality and capable to contaminate the surrounds. This necessary negotiation proposed and stimulated between an architectonic project, constitutive squatter actions and public power could be an example for more of these public forums, which created social control and local democracy through social activism.